Well, George, F1 2023 is up and running, not long till the first Grand Prix now. Tell us, is the Mercedes W14 working well? Is the bouncing a thing of the past? And is it quick?
Well, first, I think so far from what we've seen, the bouncing is definitely more under control than this time last year. That is for sure. So my back is in a bit of a better place and less headaches than what, not only myself and Lewis, but all of the team had this time 12 months ago. It's difficult to say so far. Definitely a lot of improvements in certain areas. The car is feeling nicer to drive, but at the end of the day, there's only one thing that matters, and that's the lap times on the timesheet. But it was being a pretty smooth test. Unfortunately, we had the issue this afternoon, so we lost a lot of running. But I think we've uncovered some interesting things in the data that hopefully will find us some more lap time. So you've got to take the positives.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, he lost a bit of track time, but not too much. I think the team said it was a hydraulic issue. Is that something that can be easily fixed for tomorrow?
Yeah, that's not. Is one of those things that happens here and there and can happen to anybody, but it doesn't cause us major concern for the rest of the test.
Okay. Team also talk about an upgrade package coming, as many teams will have, but a lot's pinned on that. So do you think it's fair to say that with everything, maybe you're starting the season a little bit undercooked, a little bit on the back foot, maybe?
I wouldn't say on the back foot. I think this team has a history of being very good at development throughout a season. I think it's important that you don't throw everything into one basket when it comes to delivering, let's say, the optimum package for race one, but making sure you've got a package that you can easily develop from and maybe find greater performance later down the line. So if I had to tell you right here, right now, how it's probably going to pan out next week, I reckon we are going to be a little bit behind Red Bull. They look in a very strong state at the moment, but I think we haven't unlocked everything yet. But I'd like to think eventually we'll be catching them back up.
And when you drive for Mercedes, you're always going to be a championship contender, championship challenger at least.
Yeah, I think so. That's why we're all here. So this is what it's all about. I think we got to go in with a bit of an open mind. I don't want to sit here saying Mercedes is back, because that's totally unfair. And from what we've seen these past 2 days, Red Bull look very, very strong. But what I can say is I think I've got the best team in the business, and everybody's working flat out to get Mercedes back on top.
Okay, because just finally, George, it's a long season, longest ever, 23 races. And while you might not be the quickest at the beginning, is there a feeling within the team that you need to keep everybody, you and Lewis need to keep everybody motivated, because that pace will come?
Yeah, I think when you look at the calendar as a whole, I think we've only got 5 races in the first 2.5, 3 months, whereas at the end of the season, you've probably got 10 or 11 in the same time span. So this season is going to be won and lost midway to the end of the season. It's not going to be won or lost in the first 5 races. So as much as we want to go out there and win next weekend in Bahrain, and we're going to be giving it everything to achieve that, we know that it's more important that we've got the right car in the right window come race 6 onwards, because that's where the big points are going to be won.
Zhou, it's only day 2 of testing, but you have topped the timesheets. That must give you and the team a lot of confidence ahead of this season.
Yeah, I have to say, felt good to see your name at the top. Even though, it's testing, people are trying different things, but it's always good to be up there than maybe struggling at the back. So overall, it's a promising day. Very much, laps going on, and I was in the car basically for all 8 hours. But we went through all the, missions and the target we have to complete, so I was happy.
Yeah, huge stint, a lot of laps done, which is great, and reliability looked good until the closing minutes. What happened there, and do you know what the issue may be at the moment?
Oh, obviously I just came back and we have to have a look, but I don't think it's a major issue. Obviously I put the car for a practice start and then the team tell me to abort that. So we have to investigate, but overall, let's say it's being much better predictive compared to like 2022, and everything seems to be working right. Also the reliability, during the race at the hottest time of the day, it was working fine. So let's see, should be fine.
I know you've got your meeting to go to after this. What kind of feedback are you giving the team? What's working in the car for you at the moment, and what isn't quite working or needs a bit more work?
Yeah, I felt good, in general today, both in the daytime, nighttime, and the car was working both conditions, and I felt like so much more confident by the experience I had in Formula One. Also by, I think, the guys did an amazing job over the winter, improve our weakness, so the car seems to be really well to drive, especially in the high speed. So I think that's what really brings me the confidence to be pushed through in one lap pace. So yeah, we have to still a few details. I think we can improve always, but it's a good start.
And the plan for tomorrow, can you go into any detail?
Yeah, I will go sleep until midday, and I'm not in the car tomorrow. I've done all my testing, so
Oh,
I did yesterday morning, and
So I'm sure keeping across all the different
yeah,
teams.
I'm not
sorry.
coming here until midday. So
Lovely.
right.
That's a nice day for you. And your winter, how was it?
it was really good. Maybe too good, but it felt really nice, to be back home after 2 years. And I was able just to spending time with family and friends, also eating all the foods, all the different type of Chinese food. We have a big range of different tastes. So yeah, had a good time, and obviously more tricky time came back to train hard to be back in shape, but everything's ready now, so good.
Well, Logan, you put in a shift today in the car, 154 laps under the belt. How does it feel to get such good running done?
I think that tops the most kilometers I've ever done in a day, that's for sure. But no, I feel like I was able to physically hold up really well, and we got through so much. And it's a testament to the team, the hard work they've put in to be able to have the car even run that much throughout the day. And we were on a strict run plan, so it's credit to the team. And like I said, we just moved in the right direction the whole day, and I think it was really positive.
How did the run plan go? We saw you trying soft tyres in the morning, then it looked like more of a longer form run in the afternoon.
Yeah, we definitely were looking more at shorter runs this morning. I think considering where the track temp was, I was relatively happy with how the car was feeling. There's still some things we're chasing. Leave that up to Alex tomorrow. But I felt like the long run this afternoon, the car was in a really, really good window. And yeah, I could just drive it exactly how I wanted to, and it was holding up well.
We saw you right at the end jump out of the car. Was it a test? Can you explain what happened there?
Honestly, I'm not completely sure. I was on a fast in lap, and they said we were in state delta. So yeah, it was just pretty much jump clear of the car. Okay. I don't know if it was a test or if it was real. I'll follow it up after.
Great stuff, but you did it. You successfully got out, and I guess from those kind of scenarios, it's important to run through them.
Yeah, I think whether it was a test or real, it's really important. Obviously, it's a major thing, so it's good practice either way.
So that's you done then for testing ahead of your debut. How do you feel heading into that first race?
I feel like I would like another test day, but to be honest, I think, like I said, I feel like today we just, were able to build, and I ended up in a really happy place with the car. And yeah, as the track grips up going into race week, I think, I'm really looking forward to it and seeing what we can do.
And just finally, you got a taste of last year's car in patches. Is it a step forward, do you think, the car that you've got this year?
Yeah, I think, you have to consider Abu Dhabi's a high grip track. Bahrain is a low grip track. But I think, as I said, we're still chasing some things, but there's definitely characteristics of the car that are much better than last year, and we're trying to iron out some other stuff.